past few years, especially past 2 years, there's been a whipping up of sentiment among, at that time, the opposition, in terms of trying to round up the fact that the government is dominated or being dominated by the Chinese, whatever it is, the non-Malays. You look at the Attorney General position, a few other positions that's been given to non-Malays and all that, and they have been able to, you look at the recent by-elections, they've been able to win back quite a lot of Malay support. How do you explain that, and how can you overcome that phenomenon? I mean, they've been able to use social media to get across, to get the message across.
Right. Okay. First, we have to acknowledge, I agree with you, that there has been this growing trend. Racist sentiments, I should say like the right-wing sort of views, which is not peculiar to Malaysia. You can see a rise of fascism in Europe, or Trumpism, whatever, in the States, which is quite worrying, disconcerting, because it runs contrary to this, human spirit or endeavor. But that's not all. I think for us in Pakatan Harapan, we also try to reflect. Did we take things for granted? Did we just took a radical step without having concern to the sentiments on the ground? I would say both. Because of our initial failure to address the Malay sentiments on the ground, we took things for granted, and we kept on harping on the issue of Malay poverty as lazy Malays, or not willing to accept reform or change or modernity. That has further enraged the Malays. And we did not see that sort of a clear policy in trying to enhance, for example, the position of Malay language or literature. What I have suggested to colleagues at that time is that you should put that in place first. And after 3 months, move to English. Then to the other languages, Chinese or Tamil or Arabic or French. On the contrary, what we did was to start having this discourse or policy adjustments on UEC, and which is fair, what we promised, but you must reassure the base. Well, I think it's tactical. I mean, if I have my way, I've said, I want to make sure that the policy, the Bahasa policy remains intact. I want every single Malaysian to have the level of competency of Bahasa, which is acceptable. Then you move to explain to them, in this global age, you need English. I survived, even me personally, overseas, when I was kicked out because of English. Not mastery, but at least working language knowledge of English. So I think this is an example. And the economic policies. Of course, we talk about transparency, we talk about good governance. But dealing with issues of abject poverty, then people say we have to survive. I brought ministers, deputy ministers, even to Port Dickson. I remember meeting the fishermen and just said, "Oh, Datuk Sri, thank you very much. Kita ada help, but you know it is 100 ringgit less than what the previous BN government gave." You see, well, we may say, well, then you work harder lah. But you know, to them, 100 ringgit to survive. Some are really poor, and I tried my best. I even spoke up in Parliament, appealing. I think these things are what we have learnt. You know, finally, this is not 1 MDB. This 1 DB is, of course, a horrendous crime. But to harp only on this issue, thinking that people buy that, and then leaving the bread and butter issues is, of course, a problem.